திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். ஆடும்பரிவேல் அணி சேவல் என பாடும் பணியே பணியாய் அருள்வாய் தேடும் கயமாமுகனை செருவில் சாடும் தனி யானை சகோதரனே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். அண்ட சராசரங்களுக்கெல்லாம் அதிபதியாக விளங்கக்கூடிய முருகப்பெருமானுடைய ஒப்பற்ற பெருங்கருணையினாலே ஞானத்திரள் சார்பாக த ஹோலி deities ஆஃப் சைவம் என்கிற தலைப்பிலே சிவமூர்த்தங்களை பற்றிய செய்திகளை ஆங்கில தொடராக நாம் சிந்தித்து வருகின்றோம். In the past few months, we have been discussing about the three stages of Lord Shiva to be worshipped by the Saivats. The formless state, the formless form state, and then the forms. The forms are called deities, and the deities are worshipped by Saivats called Maheshwara Murtangal. If you go to the temple, we can witness the Maheshwara Murtangal in the temple, approved Maheshwara Murtangal, and we are not permitted to worship or pay our puja, perform our puja for any deity we like. If we want to perform our puja, the prescribed format, the prescribed form of deity should be finding the place in our puja. So that is why Agamam has given the idols to be worshipped. They can only be worshipped, and we must be very careful in choosing an idol or choosing a statue or choosing a portrait or choosing a picture, anything. It shouldn't be crossing the rules of Agamam. Okay, we have been discussing the various forms of Maheshwara Murtangal, that is forms of Lord Shiva, Maheshwara Murtangal. And then we discussed the formless forms deity of Lord Shiva. It is called Sadasiva. As I have already told you that the formless form is called Sadasiva, the form is called Maheshwara. And the Sadasiva is nothing but the Shivalingam that we find as the primary deity in our temples. Shivalingam is the most common deity that is found in all Saiva temples. As a matter of fact, it is considered to be the origin for all deities, origin of all deities. It is called Aru Uruvam, so that all Uruvam, that is forms, are emanated only from this. So this is the Sushama form of, subtle form of the forms. Okay. Now, in the last week, we started discussing about the formless state, Aruva Nilai. The formless state is also to be worshipped. And usually the great saints, they perform puja for this formless state. And if you go to Chidambaram, you can see there it is called Rahasyam. It is only the formless state of Lord Shiva. Formless state of Rahasya, formless form state of Ratna Sabhavati, and form state of Nataraja. So these three states are available in Chidambaram. Chidambaram is a specialized temple for Saivats, where the pujas are performed for all the three status of Lord Shiva. Okay, now if you just see the formless state, We discussed in the last week that the formless state has special 8 qualities. Special 8 qualities. They are called as gunangal. En gunam. They are called en gunam. These 8 special qualities can be attributed only to the Lord Shiva, for nobody else. No other god is possessing these 8 special qualities. They are listed as 8 special qualities. As a matter of fact, Lord Shiva is known as Nirgunan. It doesn't mean that he is not having any quality at all. What do you mean by Nirgunan? Means the 3 basic qualities, Mugudangal, for all souls when they are taking up a body to live in this world. Whenever a soul comes to this world, it should have a body to live it. Otherwise, it cannot communicate, contact this prapancham. Is it not? So, it should be compatible to the world. So, the soul is given a suitable body, Thula Udambu, suitable body, external body, so that it has contact, it has practical contact with the prapancham for seeing, hearing, tasting. All these things are going on only with the external sariram, Thula sariram, external body. So, this external body should be given to the soul along with its Suchama body to communicate in this world. You understand? Okay. So, these souls with their external bodies communicating with this prapancham, when they come to this world, they understand that there is a superpower, superior power, which has provided this body to communicate with this world. You understand? Okay. Now, once the soul comes into the body, once it tries to contact the external world, it gets a lot of experiences by the 5 senses, that is through eyes, through nose, through tongue, through ear, through body. It receives so many signals and it gets a lot of experiences. These experiences are felt by soul only under the cover of these 3 qualities, Sattva, Rajasa, Tamasa, Gunangal qualities. These 3 basic qualities in permutation and combination, no single quality appears or comes to soul at a time. At a time, a mixture of all these 3 qualities, a mixture which cannot be decided by the soul or which cannot be decided by anybody else except the Almighty. Almighty decides which combination of the qualities should be given to the soul. It is where happens, that is in Buddhi Tattvam it happens. In Buddhi Tattvam, the external experience comes to Buddhi Tattvam. Buddhi Tattvam only colors it. At that point of time, it doesn't have any color at all. For example, I am seeing a scene. That scene is given in the form of pulses. Let us say that scene is given to the main mind, manam. Then it is being processed through Sittam, and it goes to Buddhi. In Buddhi, as a matter of fact, this scene is converted into a scene to be felt by the soul. So, soul will be feeling the scenery according to its deed, according to its Vinay, deed. Only according to Vinay. If it is a good one, he will take it in a good sense. He has seen a holy person. If its deed is good, in Buddhi Tattvam, that vision will be taken in the right sense. If his deed is not, if it is considered to be a sin, if there is a deed that yields only sin, then the scenario or the vision, he may take it in the wrong sense. It is only because of the Vinay Kolhai, Vinay, according to the result of the deed, it takes it up either in a good sense or a wrong sense. The goods may not appear as good to the soul. The bads will not appear as bads to the soul. Only according to the deeds it had already executed, it will take them up. If it has to undergo a suffering, the soul is to undergo a suffering, then it will take the bad as a good one, and it will practice it and it will suffer. If its deed is a good one, it will take a bad one as a bad one, and it will leave it and go away from that, thus saving it from the suffering. You understand? Okay, what I am trying to say is the main capture of the scenario or the vision is felt according to the deed the soul is possessing. Once it possesses, once it feels, then it should give the soul either a pleasure or a sorrow. That's it, is it not? So that pleasure and sorrow, how they are given? Only after the three basic qualities, Rajasam, Tamasam, Sattvam. These three basic qualities will color the scene so that the soul will be made sad or happy. You understand? So these are the three qualities. In permutation and combinations, innumerable qualities will be evolved out of these three. If you go through the Saiva Siddhanta scripts, if you go through them, you may find that these three qualities produce about 9, 45, 50, 450 and innumerable types of qualities it produces. These three qualities produce innumerable forms of qualities. So the experiences of the souls are only because of these qualities. If you are a Nirgunan, if you don't have any of these three, you don't have Rajasam, you don't have Tamasam, you don't have Sattvam. If you are away from these three qualities, then your experience will be nil, nothing. That is how the sacred people, the saints, whatever happens to them in this world, it will not be affecting them because they don't have the three basic qualities which we possess. With these three qualities, we approach every problem or every issue, we approach them with only these three. Likewise, the Lord Shiva also doesn't possess these three qualities, but instead he possesses the basic 8 qualities. Enkuna Pancharane. Those 8 qualities are the special qualities of the formless state. The formless state, these the 8 qualities are discussed. We have already discussed the Tanvayattan Adal. The Tanvayattan Adal means for executing deeds, he need not depend on anybody else. He is independent of everybody. That is the Tanvayattan Adal. இயற்கை உணர்வினன் ஆதல், that is to know anything, he doesn't require any external assistance. For example, if the soul wants to understand anything or know anything, it requires this body. See, if the body is away from the soul's reach, then the soul the soul only with the body available, the soul will be able to understand things. For example, it should have eyes, then only it will be able to see the vision. Without eyes, it cannot see the vision. Without ears, it cannot hear the sound. Is it not? So, the soul requires the 5 senses, eyes, ears, tongue, nose, all these things it requires. If they are not working or if they are not within the reach, then soul will not get any experience at all. Soul, of course, it has a wisdom. It is an animated thing. Of course, it has its own wisdom. But it requires external assistance or external fittings to get the knowledge to understand. God is not like that. He is Iyarkai Unarvunan. That we explained last time. And the sacred body, Thuya Udambinan Adal. See, he can execute all the things without any tattvas, tools, without any body. We need body to execute duties in this world. God doesn't require such a body at all. But whenever he wants to grace his disciples, his devotees, he takes a form. So that form is pure form that is made up of grace. Arul Udambu, that is called Arul Udambu. Thuya Udambinan Adal. So we have discussed so far these 3 qualities. Now we are going to take up the 4th quality, special quality, Muttrum Unardal. Muttrum Unardal means he knows everything, everywhere. He is everywhere and he is understanding everything at the same time. It is a special quality. It is a special quality. For example, let us take one example to understand this. A devotee is performing very nice puja. He is performing very nice puja. He is doing very nice prayers. All these things are doing. But there is no sincerity in that, let us say. No sincerity. People close to him or people around him or people in this world, they will be witnessing the puja, but they will think that this man is a very, very, very sincere devotee. He is performing the pujas with honesty. All these things we think, and they will think great of him. But what is the real thing? The real thing is he is not good at heart. His pujas may not be sincere or honest. Externally seeing, We may think that his pujas are of very good in nature or very quality oriented. All these things we may think, but once if we are able to penetrate his thoughts and if we are able to access to his real intention, then we will be able to understand that this man is not truthful, is not sincere. Pokkam mikkavar poovum neerungandu nakku nirpar avardami nani. Upper says like that. Who knows the sincerity? God is to give some reward, isn't it, for his prayer? But God, on seeing outside puja, will he give him the result, or will he yield the result? No, not at all. He knows not by external vision. He is inside him. He is near his thoughts. Whatever he thinks, it is immediately transmitted to the Lordship, because he is within himself. Within the soul himself, the Lord is there. So Lord understands everything in its state. Whatever he thinks, whatever he says, whatever he talks is immaterial. Whatever he thinks matters very much. So God can only understand, God only can understand or know what he thinks, but people in the external world, people around him may not know what he thinks. They will understand only what he talks, what he conveys. They will be able to understand. They will not be able to understand his real thought. God only will be able to understand his thought, because he understands in full. Not we are not understanding in full. God understands everybody in full. He knows our thoughts. He knows our sayings. He knows our action. He knows everything in every place. When he knows about me, he also knows about you. He knows about him. This is called Muttu. That is why Saivam will not accept the theory that God will testify a devotee. God will testify his devotee. He will put him under test, and he will see whether he withstands all these tests, and finally only he will give him the grace. Like that other religions may give the things, but Saivam will not accept this, because God will not testify, or God will not put him under test, because he need not put. Unless otherwise, if he is not able to understand, if he is not able to judge, if he is not able to know about the devotee, then he has to put all these tests, whether he withstands the test or not. Only when the God is ignorant of the status, he has to conduct a test. The teacher conducts test for the student, because teacher may not know whether the lessons are fully understood by the student in a proper form. He might have taught, the teacher would have taught the lessons, but he may not know how far the student has grasped it, or how correctly the student has grasped it. He may not know. So here he is putting a test. He is asking some questions, and he is expecting the student to answer them. On going through the answer, the teacher is able to evaluate the student's capacity, or how the student has understood. Only after evaluation he will be able to understand. But not with the case of Lord Shiva, because Lord Shiva is within yourself. He is within. He is not available externally. He is not judging externally. He is inside. This is possible only if this quality is with the Almighty. Muttrum unardal. Not by part. Not by part he understands. In full. Partially he won't understand. If he understands about me, he understands fully about me. Any soul, if it is understood, estimated, evaluated by Lord Shiva, it will be complete evaluation, not a partial evaluation. So that is why this quality Muttrum Unardal is considered to be a very important one. And Saivats will not say that Shiva, Lord Shiva has tested me. Shiva will not test. Without test, he understands, he knows the quality of the devotee. You understand? So, this Muttrum Unardal, not only that, see, for example, there is a temple in Mylapore, he is Kabalishwarar. There is a temple for him in Virudhachalam. He is known as Virudhagiriswarar there. There is of course a temple in Tichirappalli. He is known as Thaimanavar. In Madurai he is known as Tokkanathar. In Tirunelveli he is called Nellayappar. Now, when they perform the puja, either in the morning or in the evening, when they perform the puja, Sayarasha puja, is it not? The puja prescribed for a particular time, for example, in the evening. It is a fixed time that they perform the puja. If the puja is performed in Mylapore, Kabalishwarar will be accepting the puja. But at the same time, Nellayappar, Tirunelveli, pujas will be performed. Will Nellayappar say that the Kabalishwarar puja is not yet over? I have to come from Mylapore to Tirunelveli, from Chennai to Tirunelveli. Why don't you give me time? Will he say like that? No. When he is accepting as Kabalishwarar the puja at Mylapore, at the same time he will be accepting the puja at Tirunelveli as Nellayappar. You understand? At the same time he will accept the puja at Tiruchirappalli as Thaimanavar, and at the same time he will accept the puja as Sokkanathar at Madurai. All these things are happening at the same time. This is Muttrum Unardal. He accepts the puja. At the same time, if you perform a puja in your heart, yoga puja, he accepts it because he is available within yourself. He is there. He accepts the puja. So he understands everything everywhere. ஒரு சேர அறிதல் முற்றும் உணர்தல். So this முற்றும் உணர்தல் is a special quality for Lord Shiva, and it is attributed to him for his presence everywhere. For his presence everywhere. Next one, we will go to this இயல்பாகவே பாசங்களின் நீங்குதல். That is, all souls, they are possessing ignorance in their wisdom. They are possessing So, our wisdom is contaminated with ignorance called anavam. To remove that, we have been given this maya and kanmam by the Lordship. Out of maya we get all the tattvas, that is the tools we get, and we have started performing things, and we executed so many deeds, and the results of the deeds are again coming back to us, and for the results we are suffering, goods and bads of course. Again we are committing some deeds, again they are fetching, the cycle is going on, fetching us lot of births in this world. The ultimate aim of these births is to get the maturity of the wisdom, so that it is removed, liberated from the ignorance. The ignorance is called the anavam. The only religion which speaks about anavam is Saivam. Other religions don't speak about anavam. We are the only people who are referring this anavam, which is the main reason for bringing the souls to this world by the Lordship. So, all these wisdom corrosion, wisdom contamination done by anavam cannot go near the Lordship. How can we understand this? For example, this our eyes can see things only under external light. If we want to see something, we need light. We are able to see the thing not only by our eye, but with the help of an external light also we are able to see. If the external light is not available, the eye, even though the eyesight is perfect, eyes are perfect, they are flawless, they cannot see it without the help of light. If the light is there, if there is no eyesight, then also you cannot see the object. So, the object is to be seen means the external light should be available, the eyesight should also be perfect. These are the conditions to be fulfilled. Now, once the light is not there, eyes will be able to see only darkness. Of course, eyes is now seeing, it is not seeing the object, but it is seeing the darkness. So, the darkness has come. The darkness will not find any place in the presence of light. Is it not? The simple theory we are saying. The darkness, it will be driven away by the light in a particular area. For example, in the total complex, the darkness will be there. Suppose if you are putting on a bulb in a particular room, the darkness will be driven away only from that room. In other areas, the darkness will still be there. Is it not? If you want to drive away the darkness in other areas, then you have to put the lights in the other areas also. So, wherever light is available in that particular area, the darkness will not be there. Is it not? So, the light has a capacity, or the light has a property. It is driving away the darkness from its region to a certain area, to a certain extent. But the Almighty, the nature of the Almighty is that darkness will never come to Him at all. The darkness will never be present before Him. இயல்பாகவே பாசங்கள் நீங்குதல். Wherever He is there, in the vicinity of His presence, darkness will not be there. You understand? So, He is like a light, of course. He is not only enlightening us, but in His presence, the darkness will not come nearby. Tirumular will used to say, Padi pasu pasam yana pahar mundil பதியினை போல் பசு பாசம் அனாதி. பதியினை சென்று அணுகா பசு பாசம். பதியினை சென்று அணுகா பசு பாசம். What does it mean? Pasupasam means the anavam, the ignorance, the darkness that has encompassed the soul will never go near the Almighty. Will never go near the Almighty. Because Almighty is possessing in nature, by nature. By nature, it has a capacity. So, wherever that is why he is dare enough. He comes forward to drive away the ignorance from the soul. The darkness finds a place only in the soul. It cannot come to the Lordship or the Almighty. So this is the fifth quality. இயல்பாகவே பாசங்களில் நீங்குதல். What does it mean? It means wherever the God is felt, that darkness will be driven away. Wherever His presence is requested, then the ignorance will be driven away. Whenever we think of Him, whenever we chant about Him, the ignorance, the sufferings will leave from us. The soul should find the Lordship or the Almighty as its only hold for driving away the ignorance from its wisdom. So the fifth quality, இயல்பாகவே பாசங்களின் நீங்குதல், we have discussed, and the next one we will go to பேர் அருள் உடைமை. பேரருள் உடைமை. பேரருள் உடைமை, what do you mean by that? Arul, this Arul, grace, the grace, Per Arul. What do you mean by Per Arul? Means immeasurable grace, unlimited grace, unlimited grace. What do you mean by grace as a matter of fact? Grace means the mercy. The mercy. The mercy He shows not only to one soul, two souls, innumerable souls. That is why it is called the immeasurable grace or unlimited grace. Because He is not showing to a group of souls. He is not showing the grace only to a sect of people. He is showing the grace to one and all. All the souls are getting the grace from Him. பேர் அருள் உடைமை. The great saint Vadalur Vallar Perumal, he used to say, Arul is nothing but Dayavu. Dayavu. Perundayavu. Perarul. He will say Perundayavu. Perunkarunai. Perunkarunai. Dayavu means Karunai. That is called Perarul Udaimi. Only after His mercy we are getting all these reliefs. He doesn't expect that His helps should be acknowledged by the souls. He never expects. Without expecting, if you are doing some help, it is called Dayavu. What do you mean by Dayavu? If you do some favor, if you do some help, if you do some service without expecting anything in return, then that is called Arul, that is called Karunai. God is doing all these helps to us in return of what? What He expects out of us. What do we have to give Him which He doesn't possess? Is it not? I may expect something from somebody else which I may not possess. Somebody comes and asks, what do you want? I will ask whatever I don't have, is it not? If I have a television, I will not ask for TV. If I have a system, I will not ask for a system. If I have a car, I will not ask for a car because I am already having it. But what will I ask? I don't have a house, I am residing in a rented house. Then naturally I will ask for a house. So whatever I don't have, I will ask for. If at all God wants something from us, let us say, let us assume, what He will ask for, what He needs. The whole world is, the whole universe is His home, is His property, it's everything. Is it not? So there is nothing from us to give to Him. There is nothing we possess to offer Him. Only one thing is there. One thing is there, which He will accept, which He will also expect, which He will also be happy about it. What is that? That is nothing but dayavu. For His dayavu, if you are able to show mercy, not to Him, but to the co-souls, to other people, you must prove that you are also having dayavu. So to achieve perundayavu, you must experience your dayavu with others. This Vallalar used to say, this is irakam. Perarul udaimai is immeasurable mercy. Mercy is nothing but irakam. So Perarul udaimai, whenever we say God possesses, Perarul udaimai means it cannot be compared with any other's Perarul, any other's grace. He is having such a grace. He is going on helping, tirelessly helping. He helps hundreds, thousands, millions of souls, and without any time barrier, without any time limit. That is why it is called Perarul. No time, no quantification, not quantizing. So he is going on helping, he is going on showing the mercy. That is called the Perarul Udaimai. That is the sixth quality God naturally possesses. Then comes the Mudivil Arthurudame, never ending vigor. Never ending vigor. His power is never ending. You cannot measure, you cannot describe, you cannot determine His power. Never ending power. Say, I am having some power, I am doing some work. After some time, I will get tired. I have to take rest. To resume my work, I have to take some rest, then only I can resume. For example, I am talking for 2 hours, then I have to take rest for about 5 to 6 hours or 10 hours. Then again I will come back for talking. I cannot go on talking. It is impossible for me to talk continuously, and it is impossible for you to hear continuously. You will not be able to hear continuously. You will hear for 1 hour, then definitely you will need rest. Is it not? That is a natural thing we are experiencing. But this is not the case with the Lordship. Lord, He never sleeps. He never takes rest, because His power is never ending. His power never ends. He goes on showing the mercy, he goes on executing the project. His project is continuous project. So many souls are uplifted, so many souls are liberated, so many souls are crossing the boundaries. All these things are taken care of, and this innumerable, unmeasurable, limitless power of the Lordship will make the whole universe run. He makes the sun and moon to move in their orbits. Not only those two, sun is the star, moon is the planet. He makes the world to go on revolving by itself. All these things are done only with his power. Those don't have their power within themselves. No thing is inheriting any power by itself. Natural sources of all powers are supplied only by him. So he is responsible for the all power in this world. You call it, that is why he is possessing Shakti. It is in the form of hydro energy, it is in the form of chemical energy, it is in the form of solar energy, it is in the form of wind energy. It may be in the form of so many forms, but energy comes out of his Shakti. The whole world is controlled by his power. That power cannot be compared with any other power. He is the only source having this power without limits, without boundaries. Now let us come to the last quality, Varambil Inbam Udami, the eighth one. Varambil Inbam Udami. Varambil Inbam means limitless joy. Limitless joy. In this world, we may be getting joy out of something. We are experiencing the joy. For example, let us take a food. We get our favorite food, let us take. By consuming or by taking our favorite food, we will derive pleasure. We are getting some pleasure. But that pleasure is limited, the joy is limited, because you cannot take more than a certain quantity of that food. Even though the food may be your favorite one, even though the food may be available, even though you have enough money to buy whatever quantity you want, even though the food is available in abundant measure, all these factors are fulfilled. All these constraints are fulfilled. Still, it is the constraint is you cannot take the quantity as you like. Your capacity is limited. You can take only a certain quantity, and certain quantity of joy alone you can enjoy. It is quantified. It cannot exceed the limit. Then after effects will be different. Is it not? Suppose if I am fond of something, I can enjoy it only to a certain extent. So, like all these pleasures in this world are limited with the constraints. You may enjoy them, but to a certain extent only. They are limited to with the boundaries. Any pleasure you take this world, any pleasure. For example, driving you enjoy, but how long can you drive? You can drive for some time and then you have to take rest. Then you will say that I will take rest, then I will drive. Even though you like the driving very much, you cannot drive all the time. தமிழில் சொல்லும்போது உவட்டாமல் இனிப்பதுவே. உவட்டிடும். You cannot take further pleasure in this regard. You may show you may show your aversion towards that. The aversion will be expressed by you, but not with the Lordship. If you start enjoying Him, you will never feel this aversion or this constraint in that respect, because it is a limitless enjoyment. It is a limitless. உவட்டாமல் இனிப்பதுவே. That's how our people say. So, if you enjoy this God's bliss, if you enjoy that, there will not be any limitations or constraints to limit that. Not only that, He delivers pleasure to the souls, of course. But how many souls can get the enjoyment from Him? How many souls? How long can they get? Are there any limitations? All souls can get the enjoyment at the same time. All souls can get the enjoyment at the same time. Only 1 lakh souls can get enjoyment today. Tomorrow another 1 lakh souls. Is it the case like that? No. Souls can enjoy Lordship from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Will there be a time limit like that? No. No time limit. No quantum limit. All souls at the same time can derive pleasure out of Him. Simply by the thought of Him, simply merging with Him by thoughts, simply surrendering at His lotus feet, by the simple method, but the gorgeous method. One when surrenders in full, it starts getting the enjoyment from the Almighty. The enjoyment is limitless. It is not limited by quantity. It is not limited by time. Not only that, the Lord gives the pleasure to innumerable souls, countless number of souls. Even though He is single, His delivery of pleasure is not limited. Varambu il inbam. Varambu il inbam means without boundaries. He is possessing the bliss to deliver, because He is the personification of the bliss. So, such is the nature of Lord. These are all the qualities of Lord Shiva. These 8 qualities, கோளிர் பொறியிர் குணமிலவே என் குணத்தான் தாளை வணங்கா தலை. That's how Thiruvalluvar says. கோளிர் பொறியிர் குணமிலவே என் குணத்தான் தாளை என் குணத்தான். என் குணத்தான், the 8 qualities. These 8 qualities are attributed only to Lord Shiva. No other said God will have these qualities. So, these 8 qualities we must be able to appreciate and honor. In that way, we are actually performing to the formless state of Lord Shiva. Thinking about these 8 qualities, worshipping these 8 qualities, brooding over them, all these things are performing puja in the formless state. Of course, our Devaram, Tiruvasakam, when all these songs are recited, these 8 qualities will be there when in the prayers and worship. So, as a matter of fact, these 8 qualities are to be appreciated, are to be thought of, are to be realized as a matter of fact, not just listing them. not just listing them. What are the 8 qualities? Tanvaitanadal, Tuyodan, no, not at all. Realizing them. These 8 qualities, if you realize them as the qualities of Lord Shiva and appreciate, and if you surrender yourself at the lotus feet of this formless state of Lord Shiva, then you are deriving the real pleasure out of the puja. Okay, now in this session we have concluded the worship of Lord Shiva in the formless state. We have already discussed the formless form state and form state also we have discussed. In 2 sessions we have discussed this formless state of Lord Shiva and how to perform puja for him. We have been discussing in the 2 sessions, and we will go with a new topic in our next session. Let us conclude this session with our acknowledgement to Mrs. and Mr. Saravanan in Qatar, who are as a matter of fact are the sponsors of this program. As a matter of fact, they have an intention to propagate the principles of Saivam even to non-Tamil speaking people. People may not be well versed with the Tamil, or people having Tamil as a mother tongue, but they may not be well versed with the Tamil. They should also be able to understand the basic principles of Saivam and also to appreciate the Saivam and its the puja, prayers, the real meaning of pujas, the real details about the Saivam, principles of Saivam, deities of Saivam, the real theory behind them. We must practically understand, and whenever we perform puja with the meaning knowing ourselves, then definitely our puja will be meaningful and we will be reaping the real benefit out of the pujas. Okay, again I have to thank the couple, Qatar couple, because they prefer the lectures only in English. So I am trying to deliver as much as possible in these sessions. I do not know how far it is going to be successful in future. Anyway, we will be doing our duty. God will make these efforts best, and it will be useful and fruitful to everybody. With this, I am just concluding this session. I will be uttering 5-lettered mantra 5 times. I request all of you to chant following my request. Tiruchitrambalam. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Tiruchitrambalam. With this, I am just concluding this session. We will be meeting. As a matter of fact, the sessions are supposed to be held on Saturdays. Since the Saturdays are engaged by the special lectures on Svengana Bodham, we have preferred to conduct these lectures on Friday. So next week we will be definitely having our session on Saturday, that is on 29th. With that, I am just concluding this. Tiruchitrambalam. தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி, வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு அரோகரா. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.